Time to get bricked up real quick, bro. Time to get bricked up real quick. Let's take a look at this real quick. Let's see. The 22 Mu conducted amphibious landing rehearsals in Puerto Rico during the first weeks of September in support of Southcom. You know, listen, let me just tell y'all something. In my experience, the 22 Mu, the 24 Mu, and the 26 Mu, they have certain postures that they do during OEF and OIF. Whenever those Mu's deployed, we would do exercises in the Atlantic on our way to the Mediterranean, eventually kind of working our way through Europe, around Europe and Africa, always kind of ready to support if needed in the Middle East. So when I was on a 24 Mu, I went to countries like Spain. I was in Greece. I was in Bahrain. I was in Jordan. I was in Morocco, Djibouti, Eritrea, a lot of different places just in case they needed to fly me in country. OK, now the 22 Mu, the 22 Mu, 24 Mu, and the 26 Mu they rotate. One of those Marine Expeditionary units are always floating. OK, thousands of Marines, thousands of sailors. There's also operators on those boats as well. Now they're not going across the Atlantic to the good old Africa or going to Europe. They're conducting exercises in the Caribbean. What did I just say? You keep Marine Expeditionary units near for support purposes. So the fact that we're in the Caribbean area, yeah, that says something for me. That says a lot. I just said nothing during that video because the TikTok says a lot. The disclosing, of course, we're doing our amphibious raids and they didn't actually show us getting off the vessels and all the other type of stuff, but they're showing capabilities of Marines in the area. That TikTok says a lot for me, bro. Like, it says a lot for me. I think what a lot of people are underestimating is those subtle choices you make when you edit videos mean a lot. Releasing stuff like this, like B-roll of Marines using a bunch of machine guns, mean a lot. Like, we're showing that not only we're always training, but we're capable. And let me just let you listen to I get bricked up when I hear the machine gun. Yep. Hold on. Wait. Yes. Okay. Very well. Changing the barrel out. But here's the thing. My biggest thing is I think that we are posturing for war possible when it comes to the Caribbean, when it comes to those areas altogether. We're training in Puerto Rico. We're training in North Carolina. We're training in Panama. We're doing stuff all over the place. We're seizing 75,000 pounds of cocaine by the Coast Guard in collaboration with the 22 Mu. We're all over the place. We're doing humanitarian aid. We're delivering health supplies. We're doing it all in the Western Hemisphere. We're doing a lot of stuff in this part of the world, which is kind of an unusual thing for us sometimes because oftentimes we will do that stuff elsewhere. Look at that ACOG just making this thing happen. My thing is, guys, is I really do believe that we are posturing ourselves for something more in that region, in our region. I say that region like we're not in the Western Hemisphere. We are. Not only are we posturing ourselves for more stuff, Venezuela is putting together their ragtag group of old people. Okay, I say old folks. Listen, let me just be candid with y'all. My father-in-law lives in Venezuela. He used to be a part of the Secret Service. I am very worried about him. I hope that he does not get recruited to be in the military. He is in his 60s. He still looks like he's in his late 40s. But he's a 60-year-old man who has 60-year-old man ailments. OK, he, does not want to have to be in this posture. People over there are nervous. Venezuela starts days of militia and electronic warfare drills in the U.S. They see more strikes on alleged drug boats off the coast of South America. Their defense minister is showing all these photos of them on their different vessels. Their exercises involve 12 ships, 22 aircrafts, and 20 small boats from their special naval militia. That ain't shit, bro. That is nothing compared to what we have in the area. 12 ships, 22 aircraft, and 20 small boats. We don't know what type of ships, aircrafts, or anything. This is nothing. Nothing at all. The U.S. has raised a bounty for Nicolas Maduro up to $50 million. So we got that going on as well. And I think that this is one thing that we're worried about in that area. Really, I think it's two things. Number one, I believe that this is another Panama situation. Noriega, the U.S. wanted to drag Noriega to the U.S. to face drug charges for an indictment. We went in with troops and we helped get rid of Noriega. Now, Panama is something. What is Panama nowadays? We're able to freely use it to get from the Pacific to the Atlantic. Trade is able to go through the country's functioning. It's not a harbor of terror. We're doing exercises with them. We're in the Panamanian jungles and doing stuff all the time with that country. I think that Venezuela is one of those countries that might be on deck. Venezuela is closely allied to Russia, Iran, and China. They also got a whole lot of effing oil, bro. And it's so funny because in late spring, President Trump said any country buying Venezuela oil would face a 25% tariff, threatening to impose tariffs on pharmaceuticals, cars, all that other stuff. But he was really saying, don't buy that oil or he's going to slap you down. This was in April. And funny enough, it's come July, the president was allowing U.S. firms to continue operations in Venezuela. So we started to change our posture. And now we started with Chevron. They're allowed to posture and start to conduct business and tap into stuff that they own and tap into Venezuela in the energy industry. And now we see more satellite photos as we continue to beef up. This is a Chinese aerospace intelligence firm. They took photos of us. We have major operations going in Puerto Rico and different islands in the Caribbean as well. We have Pegasus refueling tankers. We have 3 of them. Why will we have 3 KC-46s in Puerto Rico? For what reason? Because we also have F-35 Superjets in Puerto Rico. We have a whole lot of troops that are plussing up in Puerto Rico. We're also we have the ships in the region, at least 8. We have at least 1 submarine in the region, at least 2,000 Marines, thousands of sailors. We're posturing for something. And last week, I thought we had nowhere near enough personnel to conduct a real substantial exercise on Venezuela. I still kind of believe that. But I also kind of think that we are posturing ourselves to have enough to support special forces, create distractions, and still get Nicolas Maduro. If he's within the board of Venezuela, I think we have now the capability to get him. And I also believe that we have now positioned ourselves to keep him from leaving the country. You know, just as early as last year, he was in Europe doing videos with different content creators and all sorts of stuff. That shit is out the window, bro. Not happening no more. It's not happening no more. We're within striking range of Venezuela. I think we are more likely than not to be in a direct confrontation with the country. When it comes to your prep, when it comes to stuff here, I really believe that this could shake up the global oil prices, because those that buy oil from Venezuela, if it's cut off, if it's no longer accessible, or if we take it over, that might be good for it might be. But let's just say it's cut off and we don't take it over, that means that the commodity of oil is still needed by those countries. And if they buy from, let's say, the Gulf states, that could drive our prices up. And so I oftentimes think about that quite a bit. Your emergency preparedness gear, if the more you can get away from relying on things that come from the earth, such as crude oils, and more like things that come like lithium ion, the better off that you could be. Also, countries that surround Venezuela, those that are in the vacation industry, such as Aruba, such as Dominica, those that are in the soybean industry, big is Brazil, and any other type of crop or whatever. Colombia is being affected as well. That could affect our prices here as well. We can't obviously not taking vacations in the area. Like me personally, if someone said, hey, X, you want to go to Aruba or Trinidad or Tobago right now? I'm like, no. They're almost close enough to hit Venezuela with a rock in Trinidad. I could just imagine that. So that's something that's concerning as well. Those affecting us, our prices when it comes to soybeans. If the price of soybeans are affected because they can no longer get out as easily, people aren't buying as much from Brazil, that could affect us. And as I mentioned, soybeans are in everything from synthetic oil that we put in our vehicles has soybeans in it, all the way to shit I put in my hair, all the way to vegetable oil that we use to cook with. Soybeans are all over the place. So that's something to really, really think about. And here's why I think that it's more likely than not that we actually go into Venezuela. Just today, President Trump suggested U.S. troops could return to the base in Afghanistan. We're talking about Bagram Air Base. Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan, in its peak, was literally the busiest airport in the world. They were beating Charlotte. They were beating Atlanta, which are both super busy airports. When Bagram was at its peak, they were the busiest. Obviously, we have not been there in 4 years. But he's suggesting that, we could reestablish that base. Now, we had a chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan, but he wants us there because it would put us closer to China. He wants more assets near China. And just this, listen, our current government is all about making sure we are ready to rock. I can appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate that. So we may go back to Bagram. I don't know how the folks, people live in Afghanistan. Do we still own Bagram? Can we just pull up? Like, how does that work? We got all this stuff going on. You saw that epic video at the very beginning of Marines conducting exercises and rehearsing an amphibious assault. And how would they go through initial contacts with the enemy? And I think that this is more real than it's ever been. Comment down below. What do you think the viability is for us when it comes to kinetic activity with Venezuela? The legality of those vessels being hit. I may like the conclusion. I may like the fact that we're taking out drug vessels, but I'm waiting for a legal argument to be presented to see whether we're good to go. But maybe that doesn't really matter, bro. It may not matter if shit is legal or not. It may not matter. Like, let's just say it wasn't legal. What's going to happen? Nothing. All right. So I'm worried about your pockets. I'm worried about stuff that could be influenced. And I'm also worried about our blood, sweat, tears, and treasure. If you have young men fighting age or those in the military, you need to know what they got going on. And so I try to help you out with that. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you a part of the battalion. It's not your first time stopping by. Well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.